Moving on to an iPad update, Mr. Schmitz, please.
Right, we've got a group of 4. Should we? Okay, for you.
Are we okay? While they get set up, I don't know if I need to talk into that or not. While they get set up, I will talk about my primary purpose for being here. Besides an update, we'll talk a little bit about the history, but the primary reason is where I requested to have our team come to this meeting is to talk about the future and to talk about where we would like to go next with the iPad initiative. As I think you know, even as new board members, right now at the high school, we have a one-to-one model with our 11th and 12th graders. We have a CART model that we implement with our 9th and 10th graders. It's not a full CART model. Not every student has an iPad with them in 9th and 10th grade. We have limited use for 10th grade, and I would like to formally request from Jerry and from Dr. Kugard and the board that next year we expand the program and we go to a one-to-one model for 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, and we use a near full CART model with enough iPads for every student with our 9th grade. We would also like to have limited access for the one-to-one model for our 9th grade, depending upon the classes that they're in. If they have a teacher that has a 9 through 12 class and the teacher is designating their class as an iPad class, they're iPad ready, academically those students need their iPads. We would like the ability to give an iPad to those 9th grade students, or if a 9th grade student accelerates to 10th grade level or higher classes, they also would be able to get their iPad. So we'll go back through the history for the new board members. If you have questions, we'll talk about the current iBooks and different things that Lyle and Tyler will be talking about, and Jason will answer any of the technical questions you have about implementation and that sort of thing. Then I'll be available for questions, but that is the primary purpose for us being here is to
introduce everybody.
Sure. Lyle Hovland is social studies teacher at the high school, and he has been the leader of our iPad team since day one. Tyler Gerking is also a social studies teacher. He is one of the 5 leaders that we have on their iPad implementation team. They also teach classes in the morning for our entire staff. It's part of our, it's not a TLC, or it's not a PLC, we have TLCs at the high school because they're technology learning. And Jason, you know Jason Holstein, the new technology director at for the district, but doing a fantastic job of getting involved in the curriculum piece for how we can really use technology to get involved in curriculum and to change the way that we do things as far as teaching and learning in our building. It's been a fantastic partnership with Jason. So we came to this decision. I met independently with every single department, met with the departments, talked to the department heads. I had a survey that each department completed. I took that to the site council on the technology site council, and then of course Jason oversaw the whole thing from the district side of it and followed up with him. He's overseen this then the whole step of the way for this implementation plan, because we can want to do it, but it also has to be possible. So with that, I will turn it over to, I don't know if Tyler or Lyle, if you're going first. All right.
Okay. Do we want to go over a little bit of the history, or?
We can. They got a pretty good.
Okay. All right. That'll simplify it.
Yeah.
And save a lot of time. So.
With new board members, it's all good. Plus, this is the first time you've been back.
It is.
In what, 6 or 8 months?
Right.
So, is it working?
Oh, it's going well. Just before we get into things, that's a great place to start. We have had an excellent start. We always expected a few hiccups. I probably should be speaking into this. Thank you. We expected a few hiccups, little things. Jason, from the first day, I'm not sure if you read this in the paper or not, but his first day was basically helping us pick up iPads out here and bringing van loads out to the high school. So since day one, Jason's been on board and done a great job as far as making sure that things are running up and smoothly. You know, we knew we would need to make some updates to the network. We did. And we haven't had significant issues, which has been really nice. We've got some things that we're dealing with, just a few breaks, wondering if we should update the cases and just kind of educating kids, but not more than we expected. Traditionally, before that, we were doing the repairs in-house, and right now we're actually shipping them out to Apple. It's costing a little bit more, but we do have a technology fee that's really covering all of that. So there aren't any school district funds that are being used for any repaired cases or any repaired screens. That's kind of a self-sustaining model. We just wanted to kind of update you on just how well it's going. That, as Paul mentioned, our recommendation to the board that we go 10 through 12 next year. We have a TLC model that's been great at the high school. It's just been phenomenal to have peers teaching peers and working together. And it's just like everything in education, you need to find time to constantly look at ways in which we can advance the way that we're teaching and also advancing the ways that our kids learn. Our department individually, as far as social studies, we do have numbers for the other departments, but I can speak solely for the social studies department. Last year in September, October, and November, we made approximately 20,000 copies each month. I'm proud to say our department, with this model in place, even though 9th and 10th grade is still on a CART model, we only make 3,000 copies a month now, total. So we've made a $17,000 drop in copies in one department alone per month, which is pretty cool to see that we're not needing that. We still need paper for some resources, especially at the 9th grade level. There are carts there, but it's always nice to see a reduction, especially in the paper, for the Go Green method, but also for budget needs. So with that in mind, I'm going to turn it over to Tyler.
That 50% reduction I gave Paul in paper was really, I could probably have reduced a little more.
As long as you look just at the social studies. Sure. I think our biggest fears going into this were loss and breaks, which is kind of a natural fear for everybody. And then the whole network issues. Can we sustain this? Is our infrastructure up to snuff on both of those fields? And those are actually two of the least worries that I have right now. I think we've had maybe 12 or 13 cracked screens. We've had one total loss that the family is going to pay to replace according with our policy that we set up. We had all the students go through a boot camp just before the school year started. And as most of you know, and parents had to attend and agree to the policies as well. So any breaks, anything like that we've had have been replaced. Like Lyle said, we're shipping the cracked screens out to be replaced now. But otherwise, network issues. After the first week, we were encountering some bandwidth issues, so speed issues, and we increased that. And since then, speed has been, I mean, it's worked. The only time we've lacked usage with internet is when the state goes down or the entire district goes down. Nothing related at all to iPads.